Not at these events. He's doing his flame. He can't avoid.
Love you, Winter. If you're watching, by the way, buddy. Hi.
If you're not watching, I understand. We're just flaming anyway.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. He knows.
Yeah.
He knows the score.
Yeah.
Where are we going then, boys? Last pick.
I think now that they have both Nature's Prophet and Spirit Breaker, they don't necessarily need the hero to be too playmaker-oriented. The puck did get banned, though.
I mean, they want to have a lockdown, right?
Just pick the DK.
Yeah, Dragon Knight seems pretty solid. It's not like the ultimate catch, but it fits very well with the lineup. I like Dragon Knight. The concern is you don't know his lane matchup. The team is there, mid-hero. So if you want something open-ended, what you can do with Dragon Knight that gives him flexibility in this kind of draft is that he can go on side lanes, play 1 on 2 lanes. Maybe you can put Nature's Prophet mid, or really creative, maybe Io Gyro mid, or just the Gyro. Play Io with the Dragon Knight or something. I don't know.
Or just go Kunkka.
Look like Kunkka good.
Kunkka. Like we see,
Kunkka good.
Kunkka good. Good, Kunkka.
Kunkka good.
Pugna good.
Well, they have 2 stuns.
Yeah. They have a lot of pushing.
It's really smart, because the Jugger will ult, and then he'll decrepify that target, and then no one dies. Yeah. That's actually insanely smart.
What if he has Mjolnir though, and then you die from a lightning proc?
Mike looks like he has it all figured out though. I'm expecting the godlike counterpick.
There is no counterpick to Pugna.
That's the really good thing about picking Pugna in this position, is that Pugna has very few bad lane matchups in mid that are just unplayable. Pugna is definitely not a good one in ban. Tiny is fine. I kind of like this Tiny pick though. I don't think it's that bad.
Cool.
It's a lot of magic burst. It can kill the Pugna pretty easily in the game. You don't necessarily kill him in lane. You can kill the guy who gets decrepified really easily. I think it plays in pretty well with the rest of their draft. And they have something I like about Tiny that we didn't see in the last series is that they have some low cooldown action. You know, we saw Keen Gaming were playing a lot of these like big teamfight ultis. Now we have some shorter cooldowns that Tiny.
The Twitter doom says 77% have gone with NiP. I'm not sure if that was after draft or just before, but I'm imagining before or during. Let's find out from you, gents. It's your turn. Synderen, are you aware of the rules? I need to be very clear on this. These are being marked.
Okay.
Your predictions are being recorded.
I was telling Toby that I'm playing this like a game of hearts. Have you ever played that card game?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I get everything wrong, I win. It's like getting all the hearts and the Queen of Spades.
Yes, that's absolutely correct.
So
and I think Pyrion, but Pyrion's also playing that game.
He's probably winning that. Though.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I should try to catch up. I'll go for an IP in this one.
Okay.
Not necessarily that much based on draft. I think both drafts are fine. Maybe an IP is slightly favored, but I also think they're a better team.
Right. Admiral Bulldog.
I'm sorry to have to concur with Synderen. Makes me feel really bad, because he's usually wrong.
Right.
Statistically, this is a bad decision so far.
But yeah.
So you're also going with NiP.
I'm feeling the draft. Looking good.
Okay. And I know you wanted to see the puck. Didn't see the puck. Did get to see an AM in the last game though, which was nice. Which way are you going this time?
NiP. Because Bulldog said so.
Yeah. Right. Oh. Yeah. I feel like you're going to copy Bulldog for the entire show until day 5 grand final game, and then you'll just be like, right, which way did he go? I'll go the other way, and then one of us wins.
Exactly.
What an easy way to win the game. Let's bring in our commentary team and ask them for their predictions as well, just to keep the game going, gents. Game one.
Things are looking a little one-sided over there.
It is a little bit one-sided. Do you want to even it up a bit, or?
I don't. But do you? I don't.
Yeah,
I mean,
really?
Twitter said 77%. Those are the same people that are on Reddit. I can't go against it. I'm NiP as well. I'm sorry, I don't believe in Mike. Not since he shaved the tash down. It's not.
Wow. See, if I had a choice of doing anything right now, I'd be on the board with Team. So let's get back to the game. Gents, take it away. Game on.
I think it's still unfair that he's never has to give a score. He should be on the board now for Team.
Oh, definitely.
And this is an interesting one to look at. I mean, Team, the way I look at this draft is you have to win these lanes. You have to be super aggressive. There's no way you can sit back and say late game will be fine, right?
For me, this feels more of a pub draft where you have a little bit of everything. Also another early tide reveal. But Synderen had a good point. At least they have a Tiny, which is a low cooldown. They can pretty much fight all the time. The only big cooldown they have is Ravage. Juggernaut has ulti, but even without ulti, the hero can still fight.
And Static Storm can be very useful. It's not the biggest cooldown either if it's 90, 80, 70. And that's kind of thing. The interesting thing about Disruptor as a hero is he's just this guy that If he runs in and drops Kinetic Field and Static Storm and dies...
Oh yeah, that hero's garbage, I forgot to say that.
which means he's done what he needs to if he just drops those ults.
This hero is so weak in a tri-lane, he uses Thunderstrike, and that's it. But the thing is, you have a Tusk, which is one of the best tri-laners, so it might work for them. They're already swapping, Spirit Breaker's on the bottom alone. He's gonna get some XP, and I like 33 on these micro heroes. I liked his Broodmother and Lycan. I don't think this meta and heroes that are being played fits his profile.
Yeah, I remember you saying on the panel, is like he's usually this flashy guy. He likes to get the opportunity to show off, and most of the time as an off-laner right now, it's like, have you built Vlad's yet? No? Why haven't you built Vlad's yet? We need one. And that's your job, and then just push. The mid lane's going to be the more intriguing one. Is there any real way that Tiny can try and pick off Pugna here, other than him making a mistake?
I don't think so. He's gonna get the second null, gonna be tanky enough. He really doesn't threaten Pugna in any way, especially with the new Avalanche.
At the same time, when you look at the supports, maybe Tusk can rotate, but Disruptor, it's not really a hero that's going to be very useful in a gank on a Pugna.
If you see someone rotating, missing from the bottom lane, you can start playing aggressive, and you have this kind of a global presence with the Spirit Breaker and the Nature's Prophet, so it's not an easy kill to get.
Alternatively, wherever the Disruptor is and the rest of his team isn't,
yeah, I think Team needed to react to lane swapping because they want to fight against Io and Gyro. Instead, you have a Tide Hunter. Tide's gonna get XP, not the easiest skill to get, but Kraken Shell doesn't work against magical damage, and Gyro deals a ton of damage with Rocket Barrage.
That's true. But the problem is your lockdown in this lane is on a delay. As soon as that home missile is placed, Tide just knows to back up. It'll slow down his farm a little bit, but it makes it very hard to pick him off. And we're just seeing how badly Disruptor trades here. As he put down the Thunderstrike and instantly 33 just runs at him clicking.
I mean, he's sitting on 1 armor when he hits him with the Blightstone. He's on minus armor, then takes a ton of damage. Pugna. Look at Pugna on the mid lane. He's jungling his wall. Yeah.
That's kind of the thing for the Radiant side. It's a little bit easier to just move over and get double value between the lane and the jungle now. The interesting part is going to be in the bot lane. Once Spirit Breaker hits 2, we might see some aggression coming out with that preview into what they can do to Disruptor. And once you have a 2 on Spirit Breaker, you can just run at him. So they're definitely going to be forced to be a little bit more defensive and make sure Disruptor's positioning is fairly far back here.
Yeah, that's why Disruptor is saving a point. No glimpse, no kinetic field. If he charges him, he can use any of the spells.
So far, Pugna building a little bit of a lead here, but Denai's going the way of Tiny. Like, it's just basically, it looks like he's got a good lead, but in terms of lane creeps, it's definitely going better for Tiny, which you expect early on. He does have one of the highest damages at the beginning. 33 getting low here. But both sides have to back up. Oh, the bash coming out, the charge through on the Nushim. Kinetic field does go down. They get one more bash, they might have Mike. And they get the luck though. Doesn't look like they'll be able to. And actually the Blade Fury coming up from Sammy boys. 33 says see you later. It's a little bit too late though. The TV lasts too long, and that will be the first blood drawn by the Juggernaut. Meanwhile on the top lane, Brax, is he going to be run down here? Looks like it. They've got the Rocket Barrage available. That'll be enough to fell the Tide Hunter.
I don't think 33 should have died there. He has Boots of Speed. He can just easily run away from Juggernaut. Juggernaut just bought Boots.
Definitely an interesting choice. They weren't that close to him either. And they'd already seen the kinetic field leveled, so it wasn't like there was a risk of a glimpse back into a Blade Fury. Now, can they get aggressive on this Pugna? They have to know that he's going back and forth between this jungle, so maybe try and make a move when he moves across, but I mean, he's level 5, you're a level 2 Tusk. It's not like you've got all your skills available yet.
This Pugna is not dying. He has a Magic Wand, Fairy Fire, also has a Raindrop, so he's gonna tank a lot of that damage, and once he hits level 6, you really don't want to gank the Pugna because it can just easily backfire.
I think until you got your hands on maybe like Static Storm 6 on your supports, you won't feel safe going for that Pugna kill at all. And at the same time, when you look at the Tiny Pugna matchup, eventually Tiny wants to try and rotate and find kills, whereas Pugna's happy to sit in the lane and hit towers.
Yeah, Tiny's gonna rely on runes. If he gets an Invis rune, if he gets a Haste rune, just gank a side lane. Runes are spawning. The bounty ones.
See who gets what. Looks like Team, they've got 3 of the runes. Actually, just one go in the way of NiP. Sax is able to secure them a single one. So far, things are oddly quiet for a game with a Tusk and a Spirit Breaker, and usually you see a lot more aggression coming out. They're going to try right now. Kinetic Field's down with the Blade Fury as well. 33 has no easy escape plan here. The charge in from PPD a little bit too late to do anything.
He can't really just stand in the lane, especially when you have a position 5 Spirit Breaker, so it's kind of hard to be in this 1 versus 3 scenario, especially since both heroes are getting closer to level 3. Once you get a glimpse up, once you get the snowball, there's no way he's keeping out.
It's pretty awkward as well when you look at this scenario where you've got this Nature's Prophet that is susceptible to this tri-lane, and your other support is an IO. He's not really going to sit down there with the Natures, he needs to be up here with the gyro. So there's always that, not necessarily risk, it's more like you're stuck in one place. You are motionless as a Spirit Breaker.
They need to play on a different lane. Bottom lane, they can't do anything. They should play around the mid, have a charge, have a TP. Pagana is level 6, and we can see the rotation. Sadly, both these heroes are level 2, so that's a lot of time wasted. I don't think they can get a kill on Pagana.
This is the second time they've wandered around this area. Now Life Drain coming out, Disruptor gonna get out of range. The charge is on its way from PPD. Nusham at least gets a D-ward on the way out. Also crossed by Ryo to make sure there's no pursuit. Kinetic Field down to make sure PPD doesn't go any further. Ice Shards come out though. They got the tag team to work with. In a few seconds, Snowball is still available as well. PPD is tanky, but not that tanky. Snowball locking him in place, nicely timed, so the charge gets interrupted. And Ryo does get the kill.
That's a lot of time to actually kill. Position 5 Spirit Breaker on the bottom lane. Nature's Prophet getting some XP. Juggernaut level 5 right now, so there's no kill potential when the supports are missing.
And that's the thing, even if you have the Omni Slash available, you've still got all the Treants to work with. You stay close to them, 33 feels pretty comfortable. And also if you commit the Blade Fury, you just TPs away. Not like the first example, these ones would work out. Top lane, they're going forward on the side, so the charge is going to come in. Can they do enough? Snowball through, looking for the opportunity. The batch is going to be there, home missile as well. And Tusk, he'll be the one falling. And so far, Team, their rotations have been backfiring pretty rapidly.
Yeah, even without Fata TPing there, it's a hard kill to get.
Oh, Fata's going to get killed here. The life drain, Brax cannot escape, and you just saw the TP away.
Yeah, and that's a dead tier 1 tower, definitely no way. They're defending that. Bottom lane is going to be fine with the Treants. 747 has a double damage in rune. He should be the one trying to push the mid lane.
33 going to TP out, but the snowball interrupts it, and he does go down. So that's 3 heroes for that kill. And you're still going to lose your top tier 1 at a pretty early point.
Yeah, 747 just popped the DD, took a tree, wants to pressure the tower.
Ryoya needs to find a kill this DD is the problem. There's going to be a charge through, interrupted with the avalanche. Ryoya thinking about going, but decides against it. He saw how long it took him to kill him last time.
When you're caught in avalanche, it looks like you're having a seizure.
Just flailing around. The worst part is when you're trying to do something like a skill. Like imagine Dazzle trying to shell a grave. Just looks like it's cheering. Good news for NiP as well with taking that tier 1. You can already see it as Ace starts to move in the jungle as he now has his freedom to take that area away from Team. Because they don't easily jump onto this IO Gyro combo is the problem. I like how they just ditched the mid. They've said, PBD, just use it to get some XP, maybe a few little pieces of gold thrown together so you have 1 or 2 items. Because Tiny's not going to push that hard.
Yeah, but they're going to take the tier 2 tower on top, and the tier 1 tower on bottom is full HP.
Untouched.
Yep.
There's no punishment. This feels like the problem right now. As NiP, they have a very clear goal in mind. Just take control of that dire jungle. And Team, they can't find anything. We saw them try and rotate around the map so early, and that means their supports are behind in terms of XP. They're a little bit crippled. And they make something happen now, though. Nature's Prophet's in their jungle. They ping out. Avalanche. There's the Ice Shard to the tag team as well. 33 will be going down this time. But the push continues. Life Drain is there. Brax. Tides usually feel tanky. This doesn't look very tanky to me, Lagon.
Yeah, it's just a brown boots, magic stick Tide, even though he maxed Kraken Shell.
Oh, the snowball a little bit too late. They wouldn't have been able to get in range anyway. He already read that and TP'd out just in time.
When you're playing position 5 Disruptor, laning stage is over. You don't want to put 2 points in Thunderstrike. You just want to get max out of Glimpse because you're not getting any levels.
Yeah, Thunderstrike harassing in lane. The other 2 spells for actually finding kills.
If he had it there, he could have stopped the TP.
PPD being glimpsed back here. Got the Blade Fury and Omni Slash available, but it's a kill into a Spirit Breaker. They only want to have to use the Blade Fury here, and that should be enough to bring down the big Moo Cow. Or is it? Life Drain? There it is. Omni Slash gets forced out, and all Fighter had to do is stand on the side looking up. I think that's the right move, though. He could have decrepified his Spirit Breaker, but I think if you do that, then no Omni Slash is committed. They just run him down. Just had to set that imminency for the Juggernaut.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Gyro at all. His 201 farming with his partner, Side Gunner.
It's Gyro, though. We didn't care about that hero, right? Do you remember the start of 2018 and how riddled with Gyrocopter it was? Are we not sick of that hero and happy that he kind of is dead without IO?
I mean, he was OP.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Static Storm in the mid lane. They're going to turn on the Fighter. Should be able to find a kill. He's pretty tanky, but not tanky enough. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, they're going onto the Juggernaut. Sammy Boy a little bit trouble. Does have the Blade Fury trying to save it. But no, Never Strike with a home missile timing. Perfectly done. No chance for a spin away.
Spirit Breaker bought the Dome, so he got himself to level 6. And also the XP he took on the mid alone while they were making rotation. Actually paid out.
And this is the thing, the preview of what to come. As you look at the top lane, there's no towers there outside the base for Team. And this Pugner's just going to get a lot more rapid with these movements. At the same time, Natures will be able to apply pressure in alternate lanes, forcing you to split up.
747 is actually really farmed. He has a Blink Dagger, almost a Power Treads, and they need to smoke. Push the wave, try to smoke, get a pick off, and then push the towers, because they really don't deal any damage to the towers.
That's the thing, you pick up the blink, you need to get aggressive straight away. You know, we talk about sometimes seeing these blinks, we talked about like Tidehunter, Enigma, these type of heroes that can't do it because they're big cooldowns. But if you do pick up that blink, you need to get value out of it straight away. And there's the smoke movement. They have got level 6 on the Disruptor. The Static Storm's still on cooldown for the meantime. They're cut across looking for something. Question is, can they find it? Eye breaks the smoke, it just moves away. Wasted effort so far. Maybe they're going to cut across. They might be able to find 33 in the mid lane. Nope. Everything has been spotted. This was not the optimal move for Team.
The problem is, if they make a movement, they could have 4/5 heroes on side of NiP in 2-3 seconds. A charge, relocate, Nature's Prophet TP.
The global presence is definitely a problem. And as a result, Team just have to go back to farming. The good news for Juggernaut is he's getting a lot of gold. He's just been left alone in that bottom area of the map, but we talked about this before. This area is the least valuable. It's not bad if you're in recovery, you just need some quick gold, but what's the transition? What's the point at which your Juggernaut can start to take fights better than this Gyrocopter?
It feels like both teams don't want to fight. PPD got caught.
Alright, Omni Slash on cooldown. He's tanking all of them this game so far. It's not the worst case scenario. It's better than a core dropping to that, because Omni Slash is a big part of Juggernaut's kill potential through the early mid game. And then eventually get to the late stage with the new one, machine gunning it with like a double butterfly. This is the good news about this Gyro as well, by the way, is that this is not a dire side Gyro, so you don't have access to that holy trinity of gold at the Ancients.
At least it's something.
Yeah, it's a consolation prize, but it works out. So far, I just don't feel like we're seeing any moves from Ryoya here. It's more just defensive blinks and failed smokes, which is... This is not why you pick this Tiny. This Tiny is mid-game aggression, find pickoffs constantly. But as you said, that global presence, right? That's the biggest concern in his mind every time he makes a move.
Oh, look at Disruptor. New Sham just going for straight Aghanim Scepter. I like it.
You gotta do something. I mean, honestly, Disruptor, he doesn't really have any in-between notes, maybe a Glimmer Cape, but other than that, it's not really any golden pickups. It's not like a Bane with an Aether Lens, for example. You already have a lot of range on your Glimpse. You don't really need additional.
Well, you don't if you have level 2 Glimpse.
Instead of level 2 Thunderstrike. He's got
Instead
it now.
Of level 1 Thunderstrike.
They're just waiting on the high ground. Team, they're expecting people to come for the runes, but NiP so far pretty composed. They're in no rush. They know they have control, and uh-oh. Sammy Boy forcing the Blade Fury. Relocate's coming in. They spot him out. They know he doesn't have Omni Slash. Cooldown's going to be there. Static Storm to protect. That's not enough. Sammy Boy's down. They toss in. The Disruptors are going to go even deeper. Can they do enough here? Tanking up so much damage. Gyrocopter getting low. The Ravage through. Connects on the free. They should be able to bring him down. Finally, he's going to fall, but the Never Blast does so much damage. IX Mike will go down to the Never Strike, hold him in place. Ryoya on the retreat. And they catch him. The Decrepify is going to come out. Avalanche to buy himself a little bit of time, but they've got the charge available with the life drain as well. He should get out of range as the bash gets him far enough away. But they're going to chase forward. Never Blast out the Decrepify as well. One more tap, and that Tiny is dead. Blink away, just in time. PPD under the tower needs to be careful. He needs the backing up of his team. Nio is back, ready to assist. And looks like Tiny will live. The aggression stops here.
We can see the difference between Tier 1 and Tier 2 teams. They immediately, 3 of them TP'd to save the Juggernaut, but the order of TPs is Disruptor went first. Disruptor's not gonna do anything. You want Tidehunter to go first, Ravage immediately, then follow up with other spells.
In this condensed area, you'd think with that Static Storm, with the Ravage, it would pay off, but...
That's 4 TP was from Tidehunter. So Ravage came in really late, and look at the reload. He almost saved the Gyro there.
And they still clean up a lot of kills afterwards. It's a 3-for-1 exchange. Killing the Gyro is great, but if your Juggernaut has to die for it, it's never worth it. This is like the biggest thing to look at right now. Is Jug up to this point is keeping even with the Gyro, but this is going to begin to accelerate. As Jug has to risk his life more to farm, and Gyro should start to build a little bit of a lead. So far though, with the Battle Fury, keeping up.
Yeah, he's keeping up, but it's Io Gyro. Io just got level 10, 20% XP gain, and the cores are getting BKBs, which I like inside of NiP. Gyro has it, just needs to use the Courier. Also, Pagana has one queued up.
Looks like Dota Plus believes in Team right now. 60% to 40%. Which is interesting considering the state of the game. The tower's taken the gold lead already. I'd say NiP, they seem to be in a more favorable position. Especially taking out those top towers so early on.
Yeah, I know Dota Plus loves Io and Gyro. I don't know why. 40% for NiP.
Maybe it loves Juggernaut too? Possible. So far, the only place they feel safe for Team is this bottom right side of the map. That's just not good enough. There's only so many heroes you can station there, and whenever they stick someone elsewhere on the map, you're in trouble. I mean, even for your Juggernaut, right? He can go for these Blade Fury TPs out, but you're talking about a Spirit Breaker with a Never Strike to stun you.
Oh yeah,
relocate.
747.
Ryoya, can they get in time? Yes! The charge connects at the last second, and that means that that's a very dead Tiny.
Oh, that was really the last second before he tried to TP out. It's a level 2 charge.
Not the fastest fellow. He did max out the bash first, just trying to maximize that damage, and Brax could go for the TP away. Should be fine. The War's Punch there from Max Mike to ensure there's no disruption. And now the cooldown will connect on the Tusk. Going to chase through. The bash is there on Anushim. He's locked in place. Going to put down the connected field, but it's too late. Tusk is dead. The glimpse away won't be good enough. The Never Strike bashes him back, and that will be a double kill for Ace. And that'll actually be a tier 2 as well, as Fado's already waiting here with the creep wave coming in.
The problem is, heroes inside of Team, they're not that mobile. Because just see the perfect execution from NiP. They're bottom at 5 seconds after they're on the opposite side of the map.
Definitely looking rough. I mean, we looked at Team and those early attempts to rotate by the supports, and the difference was that if NiP had been in that position, it wouldn't have taken them even half the time. It's the time to execute any move that matters here, and as you've said before, with the Nature's Prophet, with the Spirit Breaker, with the Relocate, practically everyone inside of NiP can get around the map in a matter of seconds. It's only a matter of time at this rate before they look towards Roche as well. And then you have to look at the Roche fighting potential, and this is where Team do have a big advantage. You've got the Ravage, the Connected Field Static Storm, even the Tiny Avalanche in that secluded area.
Yeah, whoever takes a win in the next team fight is gonna grab the Roche. Both teams have Vlads, they have a lot of sustain with Juggernaut's Healing Ward, with Io. So all they need is a pick-off. It's easier for NiP to get it, because heroes inside of Team are really not that mobile.
And of course NiP, they do have that BKB online, that Gyrocopter now will make them confident enough to just walk into the pit. It shouldn't take them too long to clean this up either. I imagine Team have to know this is going on, but I don't know if they saw the BKB pickup actually. They had a ward in their jungle. They might have spotted out, and that might be the reason that they're not looking.
This is a free Roche for NiP.
Team, well, it's not totally free. Alright, they got 2 bounty runes. Mostly trade though.
2 for 2. Plus a Roche. I would take that trade any day.
It's a decent trade.
Yeah.
We're on the bot lane. Uh-oh, he shoot himself again. The charge is coming in right now. They're looking to back him up. They know they're probably going to try and jump the Tiny, but PPD actually cancels it, interestingly enough. He already read this. They're smoked up around this Tiny. They're going, okay, he died here just recently. They must be dangling him, right? There's no way possible he's making the same mistake twice.
Okay, so they know something is up. Ike's Mike just dewarded.
I'm just kind of looking at this though, and the team's positioning. We said about how useless this tier 2 is. There's still tier 1s on the map for NiP, and team have focused their efforts here. Feels like you could get better value out of the other areas of the map. You know, maybe secure your jungle, take that back.
They try to play around Tiny, put him as a bait, since he already died once. But PPD read it really well.
You feel like this is they can't mega creep us if we keep those tier 1, tier 2s alive in the bot lane?
Oh yeah.
There you go. That's the next level strategy to say, if we're playing around here, we never get mega creeped. Imagine how different Dota would be if you had to take all the racks before you could take Throne.
Negative, sir. I don't want this kind of
That'd be horrible, right?
negativity in my life in Dota in general. This is why I don't like Tidehunter being shown this early. Like, the hero didn't do anything. He's 0 to 1. They can't find any openings. It feels like you need to use the Ravage, but you don't want to waste it, because then it opens up the Roche for enemy team, or just opens up your towers.
Yeah, you're basically more or less just committing Omni Slashes to ensure kills right now. And the relocate coming in on the Omni Slash man himself. He has got it available. We use it on the PPD alone. We'll cut across to the creep wave. The Crash Fire's going to keep him alive. And Sammy Boy, he already used the Blade Fury. TP's away mid-Omni to make his escape. He knew what was up. He just wanted to force a relocate out. But that does mean your big kill tool right now on Team is now on cooldown. So where's your play? Tiny has to do something. And so far, this Blink Dagger has been pretty underwhelming.
They could just gather at the bottom lane, take tier 1, tier 2 by force, group up.
It's like, what do you do on Team? Do you defend that, or do you just take control of your jungle again and keep farming? This is always the awkward issue, because there is an Aegis on this gyro. BKB as well.
They just use Juggernaut ulti, and that's their team fight damage, so I'm not sure if they want to fight.
You do say how useless these towers are in the bot lane, but they are at the same time your insurance policy against mega creeps after one big mistake in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, but you have 2 minutes on Roche, you want to use it. You just want to get the free gold for your team.
And of course Saxa does have level 15 now, as we just saw the Axe affect their Ace. At this stage of the game, hitting pretty hard already. They're just dodging them. They don't want any part of what NiP is just funneling.
Because they can't fight. Omni on cooldown. 33 showing on a mid lane. Now he's building some real items. Vlad, Crimson Guard, they're just gonna continue.
How many times have you just looked at Sanj and Yasha, you built it, and then you forgot it doesn't have a name? you got that? I get that so often. I was like, oh, I don't slow him down anymore.
I get surprised by the caller every time I see it. Like, oh, what's this?
Looks pretty indifferent. Yeah, loads of debates after the Kyra introduction. But Ace, he's not deterred here. Just stand his ground. He's saying, team, you have to make a move soon. Sammy Boy is here. No Omni Slash available just yet, though. No mana for the Ravage. He's got the wand, so he can use it if he wants to blow it off, but they do now have the Omni Slash. If they want to move, it has to be right now. Sammy Boy going in. Blade Fury is going to be there. We're going to just get rid of the Neverwolf before he makes his move. Needs to be careful. Rio with the blink in. The Avalanche Storm's going to be there. The Static Storm comes down. They'll be able to clean up and disrupt it so easily. And now jumping in. Can they actually do enough damage? The Ravage already being blown. And the Omni Slash through will get the kill on the Io. They claim the Aegis, but now NiP ready to fight even more. Sammy Boy trying to stand ground against his PPD with Never Strike to move away. They'll get rid of the Tidehunter. And Sammy Boy stuck in the tree line trying to make his escape. There's only so many trees you can cut. And they will go straight back to hitting your buildings. You just blew everything on that fight. And they just shrug it off. They use an IO, who cares?
Yeah, and that's it. They lost the IO. Even though IO had a buyback, if he wanted to, he could come back. Just TP.
Why even do that, though?
Yeah, because everyone's full HP. He doesn't really need to do it.
No serious commitment requirement for him, and even when Team has the whole lineup up, No Static Storm, no Ravage, no Omni Slash. This is enough time for them to take a second lane on the side of NiP.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
No, they actually respect them here. NiP want to play with their food. They're going to back off before they take the second set of racks. I mean, I guess they could have easily went for the second set, right? But there's no rush in their eyes right now.
Yeah, they feel comfortable not to go for it. Roche could respawn in 2.5 minutes if they want to wait for it. They can take shrines as well. Pagna has a full hex.
You can just see the way that they just throw everything, and it barely kills anyone off it. Like, you expend everything just to get rid of that Jara Aegis, and then you're just left just holding your junk in your hands. You can't do anything more.
Gyro with SNY and Satanic, 41% status resistance. What up?
Barely feels anything. Yeah. He might be able to move an Avalanche now. Little dink onto the head. The Tide Hunter snowball through, looking on Saxa. They're trying to move quick enough, but no. Sammy Boy stuck on the tree line will move through now. Saxa stands ground. Ice Guard holds him in the Static Storm there as well. The BKB from Ace looking to fight up against his 33 finally arriving. There's the glimpse away. They'll get rid of one. That PBD just stands ground in the middle. Omni Slash is going to tank the whole thing between him and Ace, but no. It barely bounces across to Ace. Gyro getting back in. Saxa trying to keep Ace alive and in this. He's trying to fight against the whole team. Finally, Father's going to arrive. Is it too late though? The snowball buys a little bit of time, but it's buying time for Ace. The buyback comes out. Io says, okay, this is where we commit. This is where we win with the glimpse away. No, they can't actually help him. Reover the Avalanche is enough. They get him. Triple kill for the Juggernaut, and they're going to hunt looking for more. The Blink Dagger 4 for 33. Just TP's right underneath their eyes.
And Ravage is ready. Do they have a chase? Blink Dagger on cooldown.
He can move away. And that was the biggest question I had in my mind is, where the hell was Fada? It took him so long to get there for that fight.
Yeah, he was on the side. He was actually trying to protect the Io once he got out of the fight, but Io managed to get back in. I think Gyro popped Satanic really early on. Not really necessary. Let's just watch his HP.
Oh, it looked like a little bit of a mistake from Sammy where you see that blinking in the tree line there. That awkward moment where he just played Furies. Luckily, because he has that Battle Fury, he just cuts through the tree, but so much time spent just killing that Io. And all I can think is this whole time, imagine this fight if Fada was here. How much that would have done different.
Yeah, he popped Satanic during a... Okay, he didn't. What am I watching now?
There we go. Yeah, they snowballed. They already snowballed.
Nicely snowballed.
Nicely read, and the relocating just counted straight away by Nushim. It's been so long the glimpse was off cooldown again. As a result, Team, they take a much needed fight to show a glimmer of hope for them here.
Yeah, that was a fight without Ravage.
Win probability, how are we looking? Oh, there you go. 68% chance to win for NiP now. Dota Plus changed his mind from the 17-minute mark. Drastically, in fact. There's always the frustration of Pugnus. He doesn't need to be in the fight if he's hitting buildings. That's always the awkward issue is when you forfeit a lane this early on, you've always got one eye looking at your base. Really stunts movements around the map, right?
Yeah, but you expect them to come either mid or top, so you don't play bottom part of the map. But you get less gold anyway. Roche will respawn in a minute. Tide Hunter has a Blink Dagger right now.
You're gonna have to make one hell of a Ravage. They can't afford to give a second Roche up. I think it's interesting that you're saying about them, you know, knowing where the creeps are coming from now. It's like, typically, I feel like the best lane to take first is mid, right? Because then you can play the Benny Hills with the second lane, tugging them back and forth between top and bottom. Along the way now. Team trying to de-ward a little bit, get some vision around that pit. But NiP, they already prepped for this. Got a ward in the Dire jungle. They got one defensive on their side as well. They got all eyes on that pit. This is... Oh no, no, nighttime vision. Okay, Mike finally figured out what's up. How awkward would that have been if that went without being de-warded?
That's huge, but look at the ward coming out from Mike.
No one would look here either.
Have some kind of a vision if they enter the Roche pit.
It's very limited though. They're just trying to look for someone standing outside the pit here, basically. Because the Pugnus probably going to try and lurk around the sides.
I mean, he can use Frozen Sigil. Just he doesn't have that spell anymore.
No, he got this new spell. You may have heard of it. It's called Tag Team. Ding ding. Pretty effective. Especially with your Tide Anchor Smash. Runes, let's see how it's going to go. NiP picking up 3. With the ball to confuse you a little bit.
Yeah, since Juggernaut already completed Monkey King bar, Gyro should adapt to the situation, not go for a butterfly. He can go for AC if he wants. That's the old classic.
What is your Nature's Prophet building to next? What's his target? What's the crucial item he has to get his hands on?
Oh, he's the one building the AC.
Alright, he's going for the AC. He's just going to be the buffer. Just tanks up, exists, and gives the Gyro everything he needs to end this game.
Gyro could have gone for Scotty instead. It would give him more stats, more HP, and it's really good against Juggernaut while he spins.
But which one's going to make you hit harder? I mean, in that case, go Rapier, but we're not at that stage yet. Of course, Roshi is up, and you can already see both teams just trying to push in the waves, make sure they've got an easy way going in. Team, they don't want to leave the area of this pit for a second. They don't trust the side of NiP. As they should.
They need some kind of a defensive item on side of NiP, and Dio is finally getting one. A Glimmer Cape. A bit too late. It's 30 plus minutes, but they need to keep alive other heroes, either Gyro or just for himself.
Well, big pickup for the Disruptor. He has got the Axe now, so when they fight in this pit, no BKBs are popping off. As long as he catches them.
If they can combine it with the Tide Hunter blinking in using the Ravage, it could be huge.
Needs to be. They're still staring down the barrel of 13k net worth lead owned by NiP. One set of racks down and another tier 3 already on the ground. Team, they're not out of this. You know, Juggernaut is this type of hero. Against that type of lineup, he can dish out the damage later on. Especially with the Blink Dagger pickup, which enables you to just hop between people with the Omni Slash. Originally thought to be a meme, but pretty effective. Just interesting to look at the lack of attack speed that he's got in his build, right? Like you get something from the Yasha. Battle Fury's not adding MKB, not the old MKB.
10 attack speed.
10 attack speed, but not the old MKB with all that attack speed. And then he's going for the Basher into Abyssal next.
Yeah, he's gonna run out of slots.
That's when you get the moonshots.
Double damage spawned on the bottom. Roche is up, but everyone has the vision of it.
This is what I was talking about, Lacoste. This would be the balance
Double
for DD,
damage
right?
on
Has to
bottom
be
lane.
at the bottom. Then you have to pick it up, walk all the way there. If they haven't got vision over that, then that's their fault. Is this where NiP sneaks in? Juggernaut's gone back to deal with this creep wave. I think they're going to try and claim the high ground in the jungle and then look for a pick-off. Yeah, it's smoke. Of course, 33 doesn't have to be there. He can TP in. Smoke coming out from Team. Looks like they're about to clash. Both teams having enough of just waiting around. Oh, there it is. Bardock moving forward. There's the Raptors coming out. The BKB first from Ace. Chasing forward on Nucci. We'll get the static storm down, maybe a little bit too late. We'll respond through. Looking at the Eye. Can they do another? The buyback comes out from the Pumpkin straight away. They move through. Omni Slash doing a decent amount. They bring down the IO. Buyback available on the Tidehunter, but he already used the Ravage. Never strike to just bash back Sammy Boy. No easy way to escape from the Hex either. Gonna stand their ground, try and fight against his Avalanche is good. The life drains it, tanking everything. Tiny, so much HP to work with. Is it enough just to get out of range? And instead, Tusk will go down. Ace stands his ground. The trees just trapping in Sammy Boy. He has to buy back. But for what? What are you going to do with this? Because you use your Static Storm, you use your Ravage, and your Tiny's almost dead.
Yeah, they're running out of steam.
Blows back. 33 being found. Going to go for TP away, but the Snowball disrupts it. The War's Punch as well. Can he TP away? Yeah, no! So close! Sammy Boy hits a little bit too hard. Close, but no cigar for the Nature's Prophet. And actually, Team, they secured the pit.
Fata was trying to play around his Blink Dagger, trying to dodge the Ravage, but he got gushed and instantly killed by Tiny and Tide.
They want to go right now. They say Team they have one extra hero, but they haven't got any ultimates. If we go now, maybe you can do something here. Or at least force him out of the pit. But Sammy Boy refuses to leave. And Dagon gets him low, Blade Fury to move away. They have no way of stopping him right now, but they have stopped him from taking Roche. Someone has to go back to deal with the creep wave, by the way. The bot has pushed in pretty heavily.
Also, top lane is pushing. No siege creeps, but Ravage on cooldown for 50 seconds. NiP should just go in and try to take it.
But that's the thing. Team, you can see him moving back right now. They have to fully disengage because the moment one person shows on either of those creep waves, anyone left standing near that pit is dead.
Is under attack.
You haven't got a shrine that you can TP to anymore. That was the biggest thing about all those buybacks, is you saw them all TP to the bot shrine. They had to run all the way across. And NiP had all the time in the world to just escape. And there they go, they're going to claim the roach right now. Mike lingering around, he knows what's going on. Can he stop it though? The Hex is going to be there. Never Strike as well. Life Drain. They lose vision. They actually cancel Never Strike. They get turn around looking for kill in the fight. Can they get it though? There's trees. There's a Walrus Punch. Gets rid of him. They pick up the Ace in the meantime. And Ace, he's on the hunt. On the prowl. Can he find anything to kill? Sammy boy. A little bit troll turns around. The Omni Satsa is going to go to work. Ace trying to tank it up the Satanic. Satsa. He's getting low. Can they finish him off? The Ice Shard stopping them from pursuing here. He's going to live. Ravage comes out. It's finally enough to break his little heart. And Ace, he'll run for the high hills. 33 in the back, but looking to kill Nanushin, but he won't be able to find it either. Team. They might have lost their Roche, but they win the fight. The BKB forced out from Gyrocopters. PBD gets left behind. It's a 4 kills for the side of Team. And finally, that tier 1 tower might be fallen.
Oh man, I can't believe Pagana switched back to Dagon. He doesn't have a single defensive item, has a Blink Dagger, but he's not fast enough. He's just gonna die. He doesn't even have, at least if he didn't want to go for a BKB in this scenario, he could have got, I can't remember the name. That gives status resistance.
Oh, the Eldest?
Yeah,
the
yes, you can't die item.
Wouldn't be terrible in a scenario.
Your brain just freezes.
I'm trying to think, like, how does that work? Because I don't think I've seen it too often when you life drain a teammate with Aeon Disc on. Does it stop you removing health from yourself?
It's only from enemies.
Okay, yeah. Damn. There goes the ultimate medic build. As a result, Team finally out on the map and finally taking control. And I mean, this is the interesting part here. It's just the turnaround. The trees look good, but Walrus Punch hurts, man. It really does.
The problem is they don't have any kind of damage. Gyrocopter still doesn't feel like he's doing that much damage in a team fight. Nature's Prophet's dealing basically none. You have a Spirit Breaker as well. They're relying only on this Gyro, and he's going full Glass Cannon. He's getting Daedalus.
You're also chasing into like a thin area without vision on that high ground against a Disruptor with Ags and a Tidehunter. You've got to expect that to happen. But picking up the Aegis, they felt confident. Maybe if Saxa didn't die, they would have been fine, but there's a point at which an IO can't linger off to the sides, and that's usually when you go into a choke point. Smoke movement coming out from NiP though. They want to make something happen. They've still got the Aegis despite losing that fight.
They have a cheese on IO as well. Still 2.5 minutes for Aegis.
Look at the XP swing, by the way, though. Because it's now 5k XP lead for the side of Team at the back of that fight. You know, you get some useful talents come into effect here as this goes on. Oh, Hex moving in. They're looking to make the move here, but there's a static storm down. BKB out first from Ace. Ice Mike finds time with the snowball. The obvious slash going across, but Ace just tanking most of it. Ice Mike will fall. Sammy Boy falls the right side of the shot. Going to turn around, looking for the kill. The buyback comes out. Spirit Breaker. Ravage is there. But Ace, he's still healing up. They need to get rid of Io first, but they can't. Abyssal just to run away, but that status resistance from Ace means he can keep on chasing. There's a charge coming from PBD. He's about to arrive. The Hex is there as well. Looks like Sammy Boy's in a little bit of trouble. He has no escape plan. He's going to be down. No buyback development in. Ryoya trying to stand his ground. Will get the kill to far up. Now needs to escape. Problem is, NiP are on your base, knocking on your door, and there are buildings to hit if they want them. Nushim, greedily looking for the kill. They'll find it.
Oh, he got him a side gunner. Extra attack, and this is it. There's no buyback on Juggernaut. Only Tiny and Gyro have a buyback. They could easily just go for a throne and finish the game.
There's no Ravage. This is over. And NiP, they go for the throne knowing that they can just end this right now. Ryo with the last 2 raw attempted summon. Cooldown is going to connect on the Brax, and that means that Tiny is all alone. And they already just rip him to shreds.
He has a buyback. He's trying to buy some time, but it's not going to be enough.
Brax is trying to taunt them. This might work. They're falling for it, but they're still going to go for the throne. GG. So NiP, they take game 1. And Team, there was a glimmer of hope around that Roach pit with those choke points. They had a few moments where we saw the drop come to life, but if